This goofy goober woke up this morning, got some Jedi to visit him, and went full, your sad devotion to that ancient religion will not help you conjure up a visitation with that stupid inmate. And then immediately he got wrecked. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you start a Star Wars content. A hallway fight where everyone immediately gets obliterated by OP aggressor. We loved it when Vader bust Princess Leia's nuts.
Take it away!
We loved it when Vader busted these people's nuts. And we loved it when Anakin says, I've had enough of this shit, and went on a Star Wars equivalent of a school shooting. And bust these kids' nuts. Point is, Star Wars fans love shady shit, okay? But Anakin also busted Third Sister's nuts. Twice. We also loved it when Luke went on a Deus Ex Machina rampage and undermined all those character build-up where Mando had to struggle with just fighting against one of those dog troopers. The point is, Star Wars fans love seeing people getting wrecked in the hallway. And by wrecking these people, Ray Stevenson has achieved immortality as Baylan Skoll. This character introduction was so good, they even placed an acknowledgement right before the end title screen. Baylan Skoll is now a friend of Star Wars fans forever. And his apprentice was awesome too. Shin Hati took my heart by storm. Baylan Skoll's apprentice was so good. She's like the Star Wars goth girl right now. I mean, well, I had to admit that I have a thing with the resting bitch face. Especially when she can wreck everyone with a lightsaber. Including Sabine. A death that I don't think anyone would have believed would have been permanent. Especially if you've seen the trailer. Because we've seen her with short hair. And she's so cute. Okay, I have a thing with girl with short hair. Shut up. Anyway, she got mauled like Qui-Gon. But it wasn't as deadly. You see, as time goes on in the Star Wars universe, getting mauled in the torso have now simply become a flesh wound. Contrast this with what happened to Qui-Gon. When he got mauled in the torso, he said,
Obi-Wan, use Force healing to save me.
I'm sorry, Master. I can't. George Lucas hasn't invented it yet.
Screw you, Obi-Wan. Dead.
And ever since that happened, pretty much everyone survived getting mauled in the torso. When Kylo Ren got mauled, he got force healed. When Vader mauled Reva, by the next episode, she was alright. It's as if she never got stabbed at all.
Just a flesh wound.
So when Shin Hati mauled Sabine, of course she's gonna be alright.
Just a flesh wound.
The next scene was literally her waking up in the hospital with her tummy hole pretty much almost fully healed. This is because she's a major character in Rebels Season 5. Quite the opposite from Captain Haley here, who got immediately mauled and was never seen again. They even immediately confirmed via PA that he's dead and not coming back.
The captain's dead.
Proving once again that in Star Wars, plot armor is thicker than blood.
I'm just Ray Skywalker.
Note she didn't say her literal bloodline Palpatine. Proving once again that you should never listen to your mentor. Either it is Leia,
never be afraid of who you are.
or even if it is Yoda.
And sacrifice Han and Leia.
Yes.
What the fuck, Yoda?
War does not make one great, my ass. Which reminds me, remember when Ahsoka refused to take Grogu as her apprentice? This is because only two there are.
A master and an apprentice.
But the real question is, are they Jedi? And one thing we know for sure.
I am no Jedi.
And Ahsoka having an apprentice explains a lot why she couldn't take another one.
Always two there are.
I cannot train him.
What? You made me a promise, and I held up my end.
Breaking your promise is not the Jedi way.
I am altering the deal. Pray I do not alter it any further.
Hey, that's my line.
It's mine now, Sky Guy.
Proving once and for all that Jedi quitter Ahsoka is supposed to be a Sith. Which means Sabine was right to quit her training from Master Ahsoka.
I cannot train him.
You could have just said that you've already got an apprentice, you jackass. Ahsoka did Din Djarin dirty, and Grogu ended up refusing to be trained by Luke, jeopardizing his future to the dark side. First Officer Jensen Corbett had just the worst day on Vesper. I mean, don't you hate it when it's your first big day on the captain's chair, and suddenly a bunch of former Jedi showed up and kill you? And not only that, your shitty death happened off screen. They don't even show you dying. One thing that lives rent-free in my mind, someone handed her a blaster as if it was on a silver platter. Here, you're gonna need this. Good luck against the Jedi, though. She brought a gun to a saber fight. Must be a Monday.
I hate Mondays.
But even still, Jedi are the worst thing ever. I mean, all the best people who became Jedi ultimately ended up leaving that stupid devotion to that ancient religion. Ahsoka left.
You're weak for staying with the Jedi, Master.
When Anakin finally grew some balls, he took out all the Jedi when he noped out. Luke Skywalker himself wanted to forget that he was a Jedi. Took off to spend the rest of his life suckling on space titties and sleep with flying rats. So, the first day on the job and you get killed by a couple of Jedi? That's tough shit. The worst thing about it is that it's not her fault. Captain Haley was a dumbass.
I'm calling their bluff.
Baylan gave him a clue he identified as a Jedi. You know, one of those OP classes who can solo an entire platoon? And Hale decided to let him in anyway. All he needed to do was just to fire on that stupid little shuttle and blow that stupid junk out of the sky! Though if that happens, the Ahsoka series would only be like 5 minutes long. There is something wrong with the Ahsoka theme song. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's perfect for the older, more mature and stoic Ahsoka that it's portrayed in the series. It's a lot of calm and calculated and reflective kind of theme song. I mean, you try finding someone who will hold you like Ahsoka's holding this pedestal. Impossible. But they place it at the end of a Star Wars content, and the way we're used to Star Wars content is that when the episode ended, you get a sensory blast with this orchestral giant, super exciting music that John Williams has conducted. And all you wanted to do was to have more of Star Wars. It was so exciting, you just wanted to go see more. And this is almost constant throughout all the series, especially with The Mandalorian. But with the Ahsoka theme song, when that theme music hits, you just want to sit back and listen to it and think about what you've done or what you could have done. Chopper.
Hera singing this song was hilarious.
His name is Chopper. He does war crimes. He will drop a hyperdrive on your town.
This song has been stuck in my head for days.
People are complaining that the Ahsoka series portrayed Ahsoka wrong. She's no longer making lots of mistakes and so snippy and rebellious. Even though the reviews turned out excellent, but that didn't stop them. There have been efforts to review bomb the user review on Rotten Tomatoes, and it came from the usual suspect, conservative ignorance like Nerdrotic pretending to be review channels, and all kinds of anti-Disney ilk that has nothing to do with the Star Wars or Ahsoka fanbase. Complaining that this is not the Ahsoka that they know. Complaining that Disney has ruined Ahsoka in her own series.
Sorry! Whose side are you on anyway?
Complaining that this was bad writing. Complaining about the strong female character. Well, the real reason Ahsoka like this is because, unlike these short-minded conservatives pretending to be reviewers, I mean, she's grown older and much wiser now. It's what happens to people as time goes on. It's called growing up.